How are we doing, folks? Christmas tree stream. This is my one upstairs stream, probably between now and between the end of the year. I was thinking about turning a light on, and then I realized that the tree looks really sweet in the background. So y'all probably see enough of my ugly face. So I'm gonna stream by a Christmas tree light this evening, because that sounds festive. I'm doing swell. We're gonna kick off our standard tonight with some Sultai walkers. I've jammed a couple of Carnage Tyrants into the main and moved the Phyrexian Scriptures to Ritual of Soot, because I was having a hard time with some of the more aggressive decks, and Carnage Tyrant is just one of the best answers to opposing Carnage Tyrant, so that seems fine. Hey, Jessin, thanks for the biddies. Thanks for supporting charity with them too. What's going on, Trusty? Yeah, we are live and in Technicolor. I think this is going to be my last evening stream for a hot second. I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to be back on in the evening again. I'll be live. No, that's actually not true. My last Wednesday evening stream. So I'm going to be live tomorrow and Friday night, obviously. But I think my Wednesdays might have to get pushed around a little bit. Need to double check with the boss and figure out what our scheduling is going to be. How was the Envy? The Envy was kind of rough, if I'm being honest. Travel was awkward. The weather was kind of terrible. I think I've aged out of paper magic. Speaking from a strictly modern player, what makes standard more fun? That it's just a more fair format? Well, more fun's super subjective, right? So from my personal enjoyment standpoint, the standard format feels like it has a lot of the variety that modern does without having the nonsense decks, basically. So like, I get to play this fair mid-range deck that like I'm playing right now, and I never have to die to Tron. I never have to die to Valakut Titan. And thanks for the 34 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Lead on Drowned Catacombs here. Stands a little bit medium, but on the play, Thought Erasure should be able to keep us from dying against a lot of things. And a Shelf Flip, let's find a little bit of action. Find a removal spell or a sweeper, and Karn will go to work. Land of War Elves, yep. Yeah, never have to sit and die to KCI. Thrashing Brontodon, Vivian Reed, Jade Light Ranger. Hey, Idol, thanks for the Iliad, thanks for the 18 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. So they're going to have a 3-drop to play next turn regardless. I probably just take the Vivian Reed, right? I think so, and we just like hope to find a Ritual of Soot here. Hey, Tex Colorado, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. Welcome everybody, hope you're having a good time. Burn player, have you tried Prowess of the Fair in your elf deck? Seems like a good way to beat grindy base decks. I don't know what that card does. Burn player. That was a good draw. I assume this is gonna die to this Brontodon, but we'll get a Scry or 2 in before then, so that's nice. Glad I caught you online so I can resub live. Pithy, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. Moan, thanks for the 9 months. Look at that. I was wondering how many subs we were gonna pick back up. Taking breaks as a Twitch streamer is scary. For a touch of context, in the like 4.5 days that I was off, even with the short Monday stream, for instance, I lost like almost 300 subscribers. Because a lot of people don't renew when you're offline. Hey Vile, I hope you're feeling better. Thanks for the compliment, I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna keep this card. So if I play the Karn and he goes to 6, they can just kill him. That seems pretty mediocre, Burn player. You just like, Modern's a format where you want individually powerful cards, and that's not it. Maybe I should have bottomed this. I was expecting them to kill the treasure map so I could like play Karn and plus it without fear, but I guess that's not the case here. I guess I'm just doing this and then activating this map. I renewed when you were streaming with Ross. Thank you, Karn Liberated. I probably missed a bunch on Monday, if I'm being honest. Working with one monitor is just like really miserable. Even streaming from my 2-monitor setup upstairs is like a huge step down from my setup downstairs. So like the one monitor setup that I had plus a tablet with Ross was really awkward. That one's going away, I assume. Yeah, so I guess we'll see if they wanna brunt it on this. They might not want to. This board state's a good example of why I... Wow, are they taking lethal off the table? This is so good for me. I think Drake's is a decent green-black matchup. I think that question is really hard to answer, and it's one of the reasons why the standard format's really good. Hey, well, sick. Thanks for the 9-month resub. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. This standard format, like every good deck in this standard format, doesn't have a specific stock configuration, right? So like you asked me about Drakes and green black. Well, it's like, well, there's like 6 different builds of both those decks. So like which build of Drakes are you comparing to which build of green black? Am I going over the upcoming changes? No, I am not. I feel like it's not really my place to talk or give him. Was that one good, chat? What do we think? What do we think of that one? This is actually kind of sweet. So I get to grab the Thought Erasure out of exile here, and they're gonna get to draw a bunch of cards here, but I do at least get to discard their best one after they draw them. Sorry, so the changes for Arena, it really feels weird. I'm watching the Sultai. I thought we were dropping Jace for the Liliana. Nah, I think the Jace is fine. I think it's reasonable enough against blue light control to keep it in just in. Sorry, to complete my thought, like me giving my opinion on changes that largely affect free-to-play players seems like it's just not my place, because like I'm not someone that's really impacted by those changes, right? So I feel like it's wrong of me to like try and give my input on that, because it's very easy for people to be like, well, these don't impact you, so it's easier for you to have that opinion. It feels a little bit bad to have been a treasure map there, but I just really need cards that impact the board. They're changing. Wow, that was a good draw. That puts like 2 lethal threats into play, and they have a cast down for a removal spell. Woof. Okay. This means I'm not dead, right? So I can go Karn down tick, second Karn down tick, and then I can trophy one of these. Hey Jeff, I'm new to Twitch Prime. I'm a new Twitch Prime sub and a long-time watcher. Love your YouTube content and stream. Keep being awesome. Thank you, Weather Lady. I appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me here so I can keep making those. If you are a fan of my YouTube stuff, if you didn't get a chance to watch the YouTube exclusive stuff I did over the weekend, be sure to check those out. All right, so I'm gonna run the block here, and then I think I'm going to... Oh, they left Carnage Tyrant on top of their deck. I think that means I'm dead. I guess I can draw Carnage Tyrant of my own and not be dead. I'm ready to protect Twitch chat from itself. Slim Wenzy, thank you for the entire year of support. I knight the Defender of the Realm. What was the standard deck I was talking about? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Admiral. So we're gonna play Apex tonight, but I don't think I was talking about that deck. What's changing in Arena? I'll go look at the changelog. They're changing the event rewards for a couple of different things. I don't know exactly what it is offhand because I haven't actually looked, because I personally don't really care. It just doesn't impact my life. I think we have died. Yeah. Yeah, we did. I noticed the single memorial to genius. Is Arc of Urza better in that slot? No, I like my 3-color deck to be able to play Magic the Gathering. So I think playing Arc of Urza is pretty greedy. I think you want to just be able to play cast your spells as often as possible. It's the blue-red Niv deck, Admiral. I put 10 other points with it because somebody else gave me dealer's choice points. Deckmaster claims to be working. Twitch pub sub messages not sending successfully. I don't know actually what that means. There's a certain amount of irony in that when I stream from the computer with Windows on it, Deckmaster has issues, which is the one operating system it's supposed to support. Yeah, it's actually just not working. That's so annoying. This operating system is such a giant pile of dog poop. I have discard spell in the play again. They mulligan to 5, it looks like this time. Take Jade Light. Why are your previous videos on Twitch sub only? However, you upload your stuff to YouTube as opposed to watching anyone previously watch your YouTubes on Twitch? Because I get more ad money from YouTube, and it's more organized. I leave them up on Twitch because just super punished for leaving them the Brontodon. That's fine if they want to turn Brontodon into killing this. I think that's okay for me. I leave them archive on YouTube in case my local recordings get messed up. With MTGO, there are some pretty clear differences between online and paper metagames. I think the fact that you think that there's differences between the online and paper metagames and Magic Online and paper just like shows like a pretty huge confirmation bias. I'd encourage you to, one, understand that there is no objective Magic data, so like you don't have a metagame to measure to say that these things are different.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not always regret that choice.
What's going on, Draven? Have a good sleep. Wow, they gave me the Karn instead of the land. That's interesting. BO3 stands for best of 3. Start with this. See what you got. Take the Chupacabra away here. Contempt sounds fantastic. I'll make a construct here. What's going on, Dotharius? There should be a subscribe button on your screen. If you're on mobile without a link, you can also use this one directly. Yeah, but Goats, like, a lot of those decks aren't heavily represented in paper too, and KCI sees plenty of play online. The main reason why a deck like Counters Company isn't well represented online is because it's bad. It's not because it is tedious to play, but it's also just not good. Like, KCI sees plenty of play, and it's tedious to click through online. What's going on, DMS? Hope you're having a good one. Ugh, fine finality is gross. No. No, I cut most of the bad cards from this deck. Muldrotha is just like this really clunky win more card. You want your 3-mana spells, you want your 6-mana spells to be things like Vraska and Carnage Tyrant. You don't have time to be quite as mopey as Muldrotha is. Sure, but that's just like confirmation bias, Goats. Like there's no data to say that this deck is super well represented on either or underrepresented on either. It's all just like people talking about their feelings and banging on their chests. All right, so Contempt lets me not die here, and then Fountain of Renewal buffers my health total a small bit, and then Vraska helps me take over the game. Why do you think Artifact lost a lot of players? I don't know. Take your pick. The game's not well balanced. The game costs too much money to start playing. Secondary markets suck. The game is complicated and convoluted to get into. The game is unwatchable from a content perspective. Playing the game feels like a competitive math test rather than playing a game. So I've got a trophy and a cemetery there. Let's plus this up again.
I'll make use of that.
Yeah, Artifact does the math for you, but like basically playing a game of Artifact feels like there's this math equation in the middle of the table and both players go back and forth like I do math, then you do math, then I do math, then you do math, and then when both players agree, the math resolves, and then you move to the next lane and do more competitive math back and forth. It lacks flavor, if that makes sense. Thanks, Darth. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I think I'm going to be adding, for the next month, I am going to be adding offline YouTube content to my regular content schedule. So is that one good? I think that one's good. Is this a concession set? This might be a concession set. I think my plan is to... My plan is to do 4 to 6 offline videos per week moving forward, and then uploading them. My goal is to have it be... My goal is to publish new Magic content every single day starting next week. Hey, Shame Spiral, thanks for the biddies, I appreciate that. Remember, folks, if you're cheering bits on my channel or any others between now and the 27th, make sure you put hashtag charity in your cheer, and Twitch will donate 20% of what you cheer to charity. 30 months, can that be possible? Can we bring back green-black zombies for standard? Definitely punt count. I appreciate the support. Green-black zombies sounds sweet. I like that deck. And I appreciate the 30 months. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Is cheering as good as a sub? It's easier. It actually gives me more money than a sub, but subbing gives you some perks too. You're on to the UK, Marty? Man, our opponent has just played Land War Elves on 3 out of 3 games. Let me tell you the secret to winning at Magic the Gathering. If you put Land War Elves in your deck and you draw it on turn 1, you're going to win a lot. Get my bits out of here for charity. Thank you, Colin. I appreciate it. I know you don't care about Commander, but can you laugh about this and say it's busted in a 3-player game? It countered everybody's spell and swung for 80 unblockable damage and drew 80 cards. It's a lot of cards. Were that many cards in your deck? All right, please only have 1 good spell. Please only have 1 good spell. They have 0 good spells. That's so good for me. I'm going to get rid of this. I kind of just want to find a Ritual of Soot. Put it towards the 5-color list I submitted earlier today. Disco Ghost, thank you for the support. Just gonna continue digging for Ritual of Soot. Get my Memorial into play tap. So they have 5 power in play, but they're only attacking for 4 a turn, thanks to Fountain of Renewal. You're not wrong, Hyder. There is a large concentration of bits that go through this channel. All the decks that get cheered for and added, a lot of them come through bits. What's going on, Major Pain? SCG Con was all right. The weather had some bad weather. I guess playing and minusing Karn here lets them kill him. Maybe I'm supposed to plus him just so he doesn't die inside of this combat step. Yeah, playing and minusing was probably wrong here. Wait, what? Sure. I'm very confused. It's like land Carnage Tyrant. Alright, no longer confused. So we're dead. Yeah, I'm not sure Deckmaster's gonna work tonight. Sorry, I'm just pinging the person that works on Deckmaster, letting them know that it's, why weren't we trying to double block Carnage Tyrant here? Because I didn't think about that. The reason why I didn't make the good play is because I didn't think about it. That's definitely what should have happened. Should have made a thing and blocked their thing. I don't know, that shouldn't have even been an option to me. Like, my opponent messed up before, and like, they should have attacked and killed my Karn, and they chose not to kill my Karn. So if they would have killed my Karn, I wouldn't have had that option, but because they messed up, I could have done that, so. They punted, I punted back. Sometimes you play soccer instead of Magic. No, I don't really care about the economy changes. They don't impact me. I haven't read about the economy changes because I don't care about them. So it's hard to, unlike many people on the internet, when I don't have an educated opinion about something, I just shut my mouth. So I haven't informed myself about the economy changes, so I don't really have anything to say. There is it a killer Christmas tree? Naya stuff. All right, what do we got? Naya stuff confirmed. Okay, so Tristani sounds incredibly annoying. Just leave him there, ramp idiot. Do I keep Ritual of Soot? Ritual of Soot's probably fine, right? Like, they're gonna play Rejuvenator and Swordtooth, and this will clean up the mess afterwards. Next turn we'll go map plus activate map. We'll get that going. Their clock's pretty slow here because I have Fountain of Renewal going. Hey, Gromsky, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. There's not a preach emote, but I wanted to send 1,000 of those after your speech and only publicly broadcasting informed statements. Shutting up is free, in case anybody was unaware. Costs you $0. Just be like, you know what? I'm not sure. I would rather defer to an expert on this situation. It's so weird. So like for people that aren't familiar with my background, in addition to playing like far too much Magic the Gathering for too long, I have a master's degree in mathematics. Like, you know, I spent some time in grad school and all that jazz, and like going from like grad school to like interacting with Magic players, just people in the regular world, is just like such a stark difference. Just like the way people treat each other and like the respect they've earned, and like deferring to people who are experts in the field is just like so different outside of academia. Alright, so how do we feel about trophy this, untap Soot, and just like clean their board out? Seems good for me. We're like still at a nice healthy 18 after all this too, because we got our wonderful Fountain of Renewal going. This card's like so unassuming, but just like so quietly very good in this deck. Just like this deck has so much card advantage in it that just like you're super willing to like pay a mana to like gain 5 or 6 points of health and like later draw a card with it. Do not need another one of those. Maybe I'm supposed to leave the treasure cove up there. It's possible I'm supposed to leave the treasure cove up there. Didn't matter. Yeah, Magic Arena, one thing that Magic Online does better still than Magic Arena does currently is having the ability to right click and like auto yield the triggers would be really nice on this application. It's one of the things that Magic Online does pretty well. Yeah, just mono Carnage from here on out. Is this the same deck I've played before? It's pretty close to a deck I've played before. We've played a lot of iterations of this. As a college professor, it's even more amusing when students defend opinions that aren't data-driven by claiming there's data out there that they know it from personal experience. It's like, well, yeah, if this is like really obvious, you can just like cite a source for me, and people will just be like, and it's like, no, if it's easy, just cite a source. Merry Christmas to you too, A-Leagues. Thanks for the 9 months. Thanks for 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. All right. My opponent probably has Big Dumb Dinos in their deck too, right? Right? We could probably assume they have Big Dumb Dinos as well. Tezzeret's probably a little bit medium. They're not super aggressive. I'm going to trim a Fountain of Renewal here. Seems fine. Seems like not amazing, but it's a keep, I think. Yeah, I ended up cutting Thematic Compass. Just kept being a little bit too clunky. Yeah, there was a different build we played that had, what is it? It had 4 of the ramp spell in it with 4 Carnage Tyrants main. This build has Carnage Tyrant on the board, or 2, they're split 2/2. Are you after one of the streamer contracts? From my understanding, BDP, the people who are getting streamer contracts are already aware of who they are. I believe they've already picked out their first 32, but don't quote me on that. Also, like, let's be honest, WotC doesn't give me anything, much less a streamer contract, which is fine. I hope those contracts go to people that are like new and just getting started. tomorrow. The new ranking and reward system's going tomorrow. Yay, Magic the Gathering! Yay, Magic! There are 26 lands in our deck, chat. 26. 226. We were on the draw. We scribed twice with Treasure Map. We do not have a third land on turn 4. And the stupid click a thing didn't work. Terrace, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. And just like, this is just like a great example of like, could you imagine that just like having that happen to you in best of one? That sounds so miserable. Like, Magic's a great game, and like obviously resource variance sucks, but one of the reasons why it's like even close to okay is because we get to play best of 3 to give yourself a chance to mitigate bad variance like that. You want to see the top of my tree? All right, so story time about the Hoagland family Christmas tree. I don't know if you can see it. So, I don't know if I have cord on this webcam. So at the top of my Christmas tree, you see this paper star, this yellow star. Jacob was really upset that there wasn't a star on top of our tree, and Jacob's a very sweet boy. And he's just like, we need a star on the tree, mommy. So like Christy like made this paper star for him, and he was super excited. And Declan looks Christy in the face when she puts the star on top of the tree, and he goes, mommy, your star is stupid. It's just like, holy crap, you are a little turd. Just like, oh, Declan. Oh, Declan. If you're someone who's a parent and you only have one child and you're like, this child is so sweet, I definitely want to have another one. Chat, the first child is always sweet. That's how you get tricked into having a second one. It's not until the second one that they get evil. I think I just shipped looking for a blue source. If we get a blue source, we get to Erasure, which would be pretty appealing. That is not a blue source. That is a basic forest. The youngest was the angel. Biased. I'm the good one. All right, so I think I just play Karn and start plussing here. Wow, where my blue mana be, chat? See if Karn's gonna get a little love tap here. I'm gonna add an economy command. Oh, sorry. Is Wallet a new type of controller from TGA? You could argue it's an old type of controller. Definitely make the argument. Well, those are both terrifying. I think I take Banefire since I have Vraska to down tick and kill their other thing. What's going on, Isha? You may get those couple of cards you asked for signed and sent back out this weekend, I believe. All right, so I could really use a Ritual of Soot. I mean, that's like bigger and dumber than their dinosaurs, right? And like this is flipping, so I can cast this turn. But I'm concerned with the shift away from best of 3. I mean, Arena's already dominated by best of 1. Like, the changes that they're implementing aren't really changing how people play the game. Like, the reason why they're starting with best of 1 is because a majority of people play best of 1. Like, they published the stat. They said, like, 97% of the games that are played on Arena currently are played via best of 1, which doesn't surprise me. Crimson Noon. But at any rate, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday night. Up to almost 500 folks already. So, I probably want to Contempt the Sultai now, so that way they can't activate her ability. Because if this even gets to a 6/6, it's going to be able to attack through my stuff. I think taking the Sultai out is more important than killing the Frenzy for now. Yeah, there's two reasons why. There's a couple of reasons why the best of 1 is more popular. The first is that it's easier to find. The second is that the phrasing that they use on it makes best of 3 sound scary. This is pretty aggressive on their part. Yeah, I agree, Bronze. I think I'm just gonna wait and see if we get to a point where they announce the details of, like, if they like announce the details of their esports stuff and it's all best of 1, that's a good time to get annoyed and start freaking out. But like the first ladder season, when we don't really know what's up, like, isn't the time to start worrying. Like, there's a very real chance that, like, this is just a test of the ladder and it's not a big deal. Yeah, I need to just kill this Rekindling Phoenix in the air, so I just gotta pass back here, unfortunately. I'm probably gonna get buried by this Experimental Frenzy, as this card is off to do. They have Banefires in their deck too, so we're just like dead to that card at any point. The wild card system makes sideboards cost as much as a whole new deck. How is that true? Can you please explain? Because I can't, I'm failing to understand how that could even be remotely true. So I'm gonna end up at 3 here. They popping Frenzy. Okay, we're dead. We're dead to Banefire in their hand. They could just be like playing a 6/6 out here as well, though. Phoenix, yep, it's pretty good. It's pretty good as well. So I think I just Karn, make a thing, pass the turn.
Say hello to my people.
Like sitting here treading water. Sure, like I'm not saying sideboards are free, but saying it costs as much as another deck seems silly, was my point. I think I'm just gonna trade this for a 3-2 and keep my health total high here. I mean, like, people again are talking about things like everything's set in stone and it's the same for every person, which it's really just not, right? Like, a lot of these things that you're talking about are super subjective. So like what's better or worse for like me is different than what's better or worse than like for someone in chat, for instance. And like this idea that it's the same for everybody is just nonsense.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous heart.
I'll leave my treasure cove untapped here. I'm gonna play Vraska and shoot this stupid frenzy. Wanted to give you a quick thanks for all the YouTube content. You're keeping me company on these late nights writing final papers. Project Swamp, hope the end of your semester goes well. And thanks for all the support you've given. Hope you have a good holiday season. We can like fade Banefire for a hot second here. We're gonna win this game, which sounds great for me. I minused Karn. I didn't forget to plus Karn, I minused him. Our deck draws a lot of cards, Rogue. Like, a lot of cards. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and downtick this and grab the artifact out of the exile here. And I'm gonna play this other Karn and just start kind of going to town with these things. This is gonna make another 6/6 here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just slam them. This is the best way to not die to Banefire with your control deck, is just kill your opponent. So you ready to smash? I'm gonna go ahead and smash. For those of you watching on YouTube in the future, my OBS seems to have died. I draw Banefire. Are we dead? Dead to Banefire. Died to Banefire. I think we're back. Maybe we're alive again. We're back just in time. I had them dead. I had them almost dead on board, and they drew Banefire. Needed to fade Banefire for one more turn there. Whole stream died to Banefire, right? That's weird. I didn't, nothing else on my connection dropped. It was just OBS. So I don't think my connection had an issue. Like, Arena didn't hiccup. My browser didn't hiccup. Hey, Savaril, thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thanks for the third of a year. Seems like missing a color, but I think it's fine. Merry Christmas, Holy Helix Fossil. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Brain Snare, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Alright, sweet. There's a black source. Let's do that, do this. No 3 drops, good for us. Perfect. Almost had a real number of viewers. Internet dies and drops back down to 160. Womp womp. Yeah, Ozar. In fact, you should, when you submit decks for the queue, you should use them with a created account on whatever website you're submitting them through, and then you can just update the deck list on the website that you submitted them through between when you submit it and when I eventually play it. So long as you don't change the archetype, you are encouraged to continue tuning. Yeah, the tree's doing trippy things to the autofocus. 10 out of 10.
Let's see you feel those.
My poor treasure map, rude.
Okay, so you've got claws.
Which one would that be, Scarfed? Kiki Cord. It's an oldie but a goodie. Oh, Kiki Cord. Yep. I wonder if I'm supposed to shock this in so I could trophy this at end of turn. Because, like, I really want a trophy plus Karn, but if I don't draw land, I can't do that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Need to just take Vraska off the table here, though. It is not Superflay. So after a Planeswalker comes into play, whenever a spell finishes resolving, whoever's turn it is gains priority back. And so they get a chance to put their Planeswalker ability on the stack before anything else happens. Alright, really need an untapped land here. Even that might not be good enough. How do you plan on prioritizing content and earning rank in Arena? Well, I mean, until we get a best of 3, I don't even have to really worry about that Bronze Sublagar. Honestly, it's probably just going to be prioritized content. Content, like, makes me money. Rank presumably doesn't. Yeah, magic! It's been a rough night so far for the Sultai deck. It's been a rough night. What's going on, Ed Marine? Welcome to a live one. Needs more district guides? No, I don't really think our 26 land 4 treasure map deck needs more lands. I think we need, like, marginally better variants. That's probably the answer. Every deck, regardless of how many lands and pieces of selection in it, are going to screw in flood sometimes. It's just part of Magic the Gathering. The sooner you accept that, the happier you will be. Don't make changes to your deck every time you hit a bit of resource variance. You're just, like, always going to be making changes for no reason. Shuffle better, right? Jeez, Hogland, why don't you just cheat while you shuffle? Are there any decks that don't want to be on the play? Not in Constructed. There's some like meme decks in Modern that want to be on the draw, but that's about it. Have I tried the Beast Whisperer and Elves? Nope. All of the Modern I play pretty much gets played on stream. This is probably a shoot Wild Growth Walker turn. Ugh. It's like that almost sneeze, but not quite. It's like gonna creep up on me at some point. There we go. There we go. It's like almost out. Almost, not really. Conquistador, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. Because I was just clicking and not paying attention. Because I was talking and clicking Technomagus.
I've seen things that would
You are correct. It is optimal to wait until after they do their thing to shoot it. Draw a couple extra cards here with our Tezzeret. See if they have a Carnage Tyrant of their own. They're pretty likely to, right? Like, they've seen a lot of cards here at the Vivian Pluses especially. Yep. So they can make a Thopter, so they have to have a removal spell to kill Teferi. Well, I mean, you don't play it instead of Lead the Stampede, Seth. You play it in addition to Lead the Stampede. Like the list that top 8 at the Grand Prix had 4 leads in the main deck, and it had copies of Beast Whisperer. Yeah, we're just dead. I'm gonna be done with this deck. This is a deck that we played a little bit earlier in the season, and it felt kind of cute. I think if you want to play Sultai, I would recommend the build that we played a couple of times. I think maybe we just played it once, but anyways, like what this deck has going on, just like the raw power level of what it has just isn't good enough. You want to cut some of the more cute cards and just jam 4 Carnage Tyrants in the main. It's just one of the better things you can be doing. Carnage Tyrant's a pretty hard card for this archetype to deal with. Like, we just died to green-black a bunch, mostly on the back of their Carnage Tyrants, and the best answer that Sultai has to an opposing Carnage Tyrant is just playing a Carnage Tyrant of its own. Just, like, maxing on that kind of makes the most sense, I think. And then the build that we played that I really like, in addition to having 4 Carnage Tyrants in the main, was also playing Thunderherd Migration, which allowed you to kind of smooth out some of your clunkiness in other spots as well.